Bouncing back from a tough, emotional, close loss, the other day. Really good ETSU team, tough, physical, everything that we knew that they would be, playing with a ton of confidence. And they've been in a ton of games like that where they've been down and they've made enough plays to come back and win. And so they felt like they were going to do that here tonight. We knew they were fully capable of doing it. But I thought our guys did a great job weathering the storm and sticking together. We're up 16. They cut it to 3. We come to a huddle. Nobody's breaking apart. Nobody's pointing fingers. We look like a cohesive unit. And when you do that, you have a chance to beat good teams. And then certainly getting back to defending, or getting back. We haven't done it all year. Defending like we're capable of, and what's going to help us moving forward to be consistent, holding the team to 36% for the first time all season is certainly the big difference in the win right there.
And was that your favorite part of tonight? Is that they cut it to 3, and then you keep track of the kill or knockouts? And,
yeah.
You got several of them down the stretch then after they got that close.
Yeah, they scored 2 points in the last 4 minutes and 21 seconds, I believe, by my count. And I'm not very good at math, but I think that we did a good job, kind of choking them out there, and that's huge. That is my favorite part of the game, right? And I thought we just did a better job of protecting the paint, guarding as a unit, communicating. I didn't think we finished possessions great. We gave up 15 offensive rebounds, and we got out-rebounded for the first time all season long. But we got to do a better job with that, but certainly defensively give ourselves a chance to win each and every night if you can defend like that.
And on the other end of the floor, was this the best job you've done feeding the ball to Elijah? And, I mean, EB too, but getting it to those guys kind of where they can do something with it?
Yeah,
what they can do.
Without question. I thought our guards just did a really good job tonight. I thought, specifically Mark and Xavier playing off one another, flipping those guys around, and kind of, one making plays and the other were attacking. And I thought Mark's pace and ball screens to set up EB for those lobs was phenomenal. I thought Xavier's attacking mentality to get in and collapse the defense and to kind of have an option one mentality off those ball screens was a huge difference. But yeah, getting the big fellow the touches is important, right? Because we come in here and we talk a lot about him having to pass the ball out of the post because teams are blitzing him. So in the rare opportunity that he doesn't see double teams, we got to make sure that we get him the ball in his spots. We give him space to let him operate. And then he's got to be ready to deliver, and he certainly did that tonight.
Coach, going off what you talked about Mark and X a little bit, we saw glimpses of how they can play together and how well they can be together tonight. Can you talk a little bit about how they can grow throughout the season and continue to do that?
Yeah, I mean, combined tonight they get, 8 assists, I believe, here. 8 assists and 26 points. It's a really efficient night right there. And neither of them necessarily shooting the ball well. Combined, they go 1 of 5. I thought X probably passed up on some, but the mentality was, listen, we need you to kind of be the straw that stirs the drink and collapse the defense for us. He probably took that a little too extreme, and he probably took enough threes the other night to make up for this one. But absolutely, those two guys playing off each other, just being confident and understanding what the other guy's going to do, so that they can go out there and make reads and make plays off each other. Then that's what we envision is having two electric guys out there at the same time. And then Bryce is doing a phenomenal job of filling in with either of those guys being on the bench. And I got to give Bryce a shout out tonight. I know statistically he's not jumping off the page like he did a lot of other games, but I thought he let the game come to him, and he played a really good floor game for us. People are going to key in on him, so we have to have other guys who can step up. And so having a couple guards who can certainly, be electric and get it cooking like that are really important.
And then going off that a little bit, your offensive play style today seemed to be a little bit more speeded up than we've seen it in the past few games. And I know the guys talked about how you've been phoning in on that on practice a little bit. Can you talk a little bit about that as well?
Yeah, ETSU is a really good half-court defensive team. They can be extremely disruptive with their off-ball switching. And so our mentality with that is we have to run our offense faster than they can communicate their defense. And I thought we did a good job of that. Also, again, when you're holding a team to 36% from the field, and you're rebounding at the rate that we did, give yourself a chance to get out and play in transition a little bit more frequently than what you do when you're giving up 50%. I think we're one of the best transition offensive teams in the country. when we get those stops. And so I tease our guys. I was like, you guys should be begging me to do defensive drills and stuff every day, because if we get stops, I think we're electric in transition, and we were able to showcase that more frequently here tonight and play a little faster.
You mentioned being a cohesive unit on the court. Your players put up 9 points off the bench to ETSU's 0 in the first half. How does this versatility help you in your substitution decisions?
Well, yeah, everybody, plays a role for us, right? I thought, not even just with the points, but I thought Justin Taylor came in when we needed stops. We were able to put him in, and he was able to really give us that confidence on the defensive end and finish some possessions at the end of each half, and that was important. But guys coming in off the bench, Bryce gives you a spark. Noah came in and gave us a lot of good minutes here today. LA played really well coming off the bench, and then EB, we need that from him. We need that from EB, and he was impacting the game defensively, right? EB's getting in there and getting 2 huge blocks, I think, both of those in the first half. It's where we were able to really get out in transition and then kind of expand our lead. But guys coming off the bench being ready to play is what makes for a great team.
Hutchins Everett had a dominant performance in the paint, but how did you feel about his feel and his positioning at the top of the key?
I thought he was so much better defensively, to be honest with you. He and EB both, we brought him up before shoot-around today, and we watched, 50 clips as a staff with them, and it wasn't real pretty, to be honest with you, just with their positioning, right? And so we're constantly, teaching those guys, coaching those guys, and I thought they were just so much more mindful of their positioning here tonight, and it allowed them to limit post touches. It allowed them to be able to rotate over and help, stop some of those deep posts from their guards, trying to get our guys in there, and then allowed them to rotate over and block shots and finish possession. So I was super pleased with both of those guys, and we've still got room to grow, but this was a nice step in the right direction.
When we last saw you, you were kind of talking about the process and learning how to win. So when you jump out to a 16-point lead and then they fight back, and yet you guys are able to slam the door shut, did you feel like you saw growth in your team today?
Yeah, without a doubt. And you want to see how your team responds in those moments, right? And so we referenced practice a lot, right? Because practice has got to mean something, right? And so during that run, it was some errors that we were making. We weren't finishing possessions. We kind of lost some of our edge and intensity. We also did that in practice yesterday, so we were able to draw from that. However, we were able to kind of finish it because, we talk about doing what we call the kill drill, and, we'll put those guys out there, and you don't leave practice until you get 3 straight stops. I don't care how long it takes. And that's the mentality that they were able to build up in practice, and they were able to carry that over. You end up holding the team to 2 points in the last 4 minutes. It helps you win.
You mentioned cohesiveness. What is the factor of this game when you look at the other 8 games that you've played thus far? Where does this kind of fall in to that as you develop this program?
Yeah, I thought we just shared the ball tonight, right? I thought we played for us. I thought, our mentality was we're going to attack, we're going to take what the defense gives us, and when we do that, that's how this team was designed to play. And when we don't play the way that we're designed to play, we don't look very cohesive or efficient. And I thought we made great strides in that area. Sometimes you have to have some adversity, have to have some tough conversations, and you got to, face the things you're not doing very well in order to magnify what you do have to do well. And so hopefully, we can draw some confidence from this and still have the maturity and the humility to say, hey, this is a win. Let's look at the things we got to do better, because we got to try to win our 2nd game in a row for the first time this year. And so we got to make sure that we're coming in and learning from the things we did not do well as well as the things that we did.
So how was the decision-making process tonight, evaluating that too, in terms of what you do with the ball and shooting, basically? Yeah,
I thought it was a lot better. We talked about just being more selective with our 3-point shooting. I mean, we're a really good 3-point shooting team. We just don't need to take 40 of them, right? That's a lot. So we just got to be more selective. We got to, get some more paint touches. Your highest percentage threes are the ones when the ball touches the paint. We call, if you walk in the locker room right now and ask the guys what's an inside-out 3, they're all going to resounding say layup, because that's our mentality. So you have to create some more of those, and that allows you to, when you do that, then you're going to shoot more free throws, more layups. And I thought, as a unit, that we really just shared the ball, made the right plays for the most part here tonight. Thank you all.